Welcome to 2016, or for my Ethiopia viewers, it's just another day in 2008. Since our last encounter, I've really been trying to figure out how to do my top movies of 2015. So I'm compiling a list, and then I came to a problem. There's a bunch of movies that I haven't seen. Towards the end, they pumped out a lot that I just didn't get around to, and then there's a few others from earlier in the year I just never sat down and watched. So instead, we're going to sit down and we're going to do my most anticipated movies of 2016. In no particular order, we have the BFG, The Big Friendly Giant. I read this book many times as a kid. We read it in class. I believe it's like second or third grade. I did a book report on this. It's been a long time since I visited a Roald Dahl book or film. He always had the best stories, so I'm glad to see he finally has a movie for The Big Friendly Giant. Then we have 31, which is Rob Zombie's latest horror film. I'm a huge fan of Rob Zombie films. I did not like Lords of Salem though. But other than that, I've liked all of his films, especially his Halloween films. I just think he does really good horror movies. Then we have The Conjuring 2. I'm not quite sure if James Wan is attached to return to this, but just about any horror film James Wan has done has been pretty good as well. I think he's a great horror director, and I'd love for him to stay on to the horror genre. I know he's trying to branch out and do all kinds of big action movies, but stick to what you know best, okay? Do an action movie one a year, and then do one horror movie at least every other year. Staying in the horror category, we also have The Boy, which stars Maggie from The Walking Dead. This movie comes out in a couple weeks. It looks like it could end up being dumb, but the previews have my attention right now. I'm hooked. I want to go see this. It sounds like something those types of people would really do. Obsess over their child. Okay? I've seen people like this. So it's funny to see a movie out like this. Then we got Star Wars Rogue One. There's been rumblings about Rogue One for a while. I believe there was a video game on Nintendo 64. There was comics on it. They're finally going to tell the story of how the Rebels got the plans for the Death Star. I thought this was going to be in the cartoon show. I still haven't watched Star Wars Rebels yet. I need to get on it. I know, I'm slacking. I know, guys. Then we also have 13 Hours, The Secret Soldiers of Benghazi. Now this, I'm looking forward to only because I know a lot about Libya and Gaddafi and all that's going down. I know why they really took him out. So I'm curious to see how they're going to put the story of taking out Gaddafi. We know that the real reason that he was taken out was because he was going to introduce gold as a currency for all of Africa. All the African nations were going to come together and abolish all forms of currency and only collect the gold dinar, I think was what it was going to be called. They would sell their oil exclusively for gold, and it was going to bring down the US dollar and the Great Britain pound or the euro or whatever. So, what kind of conspiracy are they going to put on film? Then we got a slew of comic book films. I think we have about 7. So I'm going to go ahead and just rank the comic book films in order of my most anticipated. Number 7, we've got Gambit. We did see Gambit at, what was it, 2008 maybe, in X-Men Origins Wolverine. The movie gets a lot of shit. You know, I believe there was some stuff they could have changed, but it doesn't deserve all the hate that it gets. It's definitely the worst in the series, but I thought Gambit was alright. You know, he had a real small part. I'm curious to see how Channing Tatum is going to pull this off. Number 6, Doctor Strange. Benedict Cumberbatch is Doctor Strange. I was more interested when it was going to be Joaquin Phoenix. I thought he would have made an interesting Doctor Strange. But Benedict Cumberbatch looks like Doctor Strange. He just, if you were to cast anybody, that's the guy to cast. He looks just like him. And I haven't really even been that big of a fan of Doctor Strange until I started playing the Marvel Contest of Champions. He kicks ass in that game. Then coming in at number 5, we got Suicide Squad. I never read Suicide Squad comics, but I like how they're introducing Joker. They said Joker's going to be kind of like the Thanos of the DC cinematic universe, where he's going to appear, 5 minutes in one movie, 5 minutes in another movie, kind of just build him up. So if that's the start of Joker, I'm curious to see where Joker goes after Heath Ledger. Coming in at number 4, Deadpool. If you guys don't know already, I'm a huge Deadpool fan. I've been a fan of Deadpool since he was created. I've always loved Deadpool. I was Deadpool for Halloween. I'm going to Comic-Con as Deadpool. I cannot wait for this movie to come out. Ryan Reynolds is the perfect person to be Deadpool. Time to get a chimney. Shit's gonna be crazy. Coming at number 3, X-Men Apocalypse. Apocalypse is probably my favorite X-Men villain. We also got another incarnation of Storm. Storm looks fucking badass. This is just gonna be a huge movie. I can't wait to see what the grand finale fight is. Shit's really about to go down. Number 2, Batman v Superman. We're finally gonna see Batman versus Superman on film. Ben Affleck's first movie as Batman. This is the journey into the DC cinematic universe. This is their first step to showing us what they have coming. So everyone should be excited to see what they have. And this brings us down to the number 1 movie. You guys know I'm a huge Marvel fan, so my number 1 movie is Captain America Civil War. I'm excited to see the Avengers finally break up and kick each other's ass. So I'm wondering, in the movie, are they going to have Maria Hill turn on Captain America? Are they going to have somebody die? Since Goliath isn't in the film, who's it going to be? Is Hawkeye going to finally die? And will they end the movie the same? Will Captain America just... So that's all I got for you guys on this video, my most anticipated movies of 2016. If you haven't seen my last video, my top 5 movies that I don't want to see in 26, go ahead and click the link in the description box. And until the next time I see you, stay true and stay blue. Oh yeah.
I'll make it home tonight.
Make it home.
I hope I make it home tonight.
Make it home.
I hope I make it home tonight.
Make it home.
I hope I make